What the hell are you in a tree? Hello grass touchers. Welcome back to Touching Grass. And today you find me once again in the magnificent Charnwood Forest. So the kinds of things we're looking for today: wild garlic, three-cornered leek, some mushrooms, maybe some jelly ears, wood bluets. There's not really many mushrooms around this time of year. I'm a little bit late getting out and looking for those particular ones, to be honest, but you know, we'll see what we can find. Also different signs of spring, so bluebells, might see some snowdrops. That's a wonderful thing about coming out for a walk in the woods. You never know what you're going to find. So I have found some jelly ears, however. Oh, that's a stick. They are small, shriveled up, focus, just all around not looking fantastic. Now you can still harvest these. These are an edible mushroom. You can still harvest them. It's actually got a little bit of a floppiness to it still, but it's very dried out. So this is a culinary mushroom. It's apparently got a mild taste, but you eat it for the texture. Now I don't actually like to eat mushrooms. I love hunting for them, but I don't actually like to eat them. So you could harvest these. They grow mostly on elder. I'm pretty sure this is elder. And a very good, safe beginner mushroom to forage if you're into foraging. If you're just getting into it, this is a very safe one to begin with because there's not really much it can be confused with, especially at this time of year. And look at this. I've come into an area of the woods there's a little river just down there. And look what we've got down here. The start of bluebells. Let's go. God damn, I love bluebells. This woodland's really, really good for bluebells. There's little pockets of them everywhere. But I know they're bluebells mostly because I've seen them come up here year after year. It's just absolutely carpeted. So well, once they bloom, I'll get some of that. We'll get that out as well. Now, all we need now to tick off, well, not tick off my checklist, but what I'd really like to find now is some wild garlic, and I know of a couple of patches, so we'll see if there's any coming up. Now here we've got something that was in the last, well, no, my first video rather. Trinity's versicolor, our turkey tails. Absolutely classic. Lovely little shelf of them. See if we can get you under there. Can we? Yeah, a little bit. Not sure if it's in focus or not. I'm using an old phone with a working camera until I've got my new camera sorted out. So quality should be a bit better, but it's not going to be fantastic. There you go. So I did a little bit of research, not a whole lot, but apparently these are medicinally proven. They have some medicinal benefits that are corroborated. I'll try and find a couple of papers and I'll put them in the description. But yeah, aren't they gorgeous? So if you're new to foraging and you're not really great at tree identification, you don't know what's what, one helpful thing you can do is just look at the ground, because now they're a bit hard to spot if you haven't got your eye in, but once you do, we've got old crab apples just all over. So I know if I come back later in the season, there is going to be crab apples here. So yeah, keep looking down. I mean, look up, don't trip over, but look down, you might just find some useful information to use later in the season. And here is something else that I talked about in the last video: hazel catkins. There we go. So hazel catkins are edible. You can use them in teas, you can use the pollen to make flour, I believe. I've never done that myself, but yeah, it's a surprisingly versatile wild food. Who'd have thought, huh? I never knew that, but I was looking into it after the last video, and yeah, you can make tea out of them on the trail if you don't want to bother carrying coffee around and tea and all that. So yeah, very good. Hazel, absolute fucking legend. Thank you very much. And here we've got a lovely yew tree. There's loads of yew trees in these woods, but if we look on the leaves here, we've got the little buds forming. Alright, apologies for the focus. There we go. Got some little buds forming. and they will turn into yew berries. Now the yew tree is toxic. Allegedly you can eat the berries as long as you avoid the seed. These are fatally toxic as far as I'm aware. Just something to be aware of. However, it is, oh focus man, a lovely fang spring. Now this is a bit of a treat actually, because I thought all of these were gone. We've got some snowdrops, look at that. Oh, such cute little flowers. So yeah, that's a bit surprising to be honest. I thought we were past the snowdrops, but I guess not. These little guys are loving it. Get in there, lad. So a little bit of a life update. The brace is off. Happy fucking days. Yeah, brace is off. I had an MRI this week, so I'll find out whether I need surgery in the next couple of weeks. I'm shitting bricks about that, but you know, whatever the outcome is it is what it is. You know, you just gotta roll with the punches if it's bad. But the main news is I've been reunited with an old friend. And here we are. The red rocket is back. I picked him up yesterday. This is a great little decal after my crash. My best friend, who's a mechanic, he did all the work on this for me after I crashed it. In fact, I bought it off of him. But for getting it back on the road, he got me this made because it's called the Red Rocket. Yes, I know it's a silly name. It's a bit of an in-joke, to be honest. But yeah, so let's go through what we had to do. Front tyre was actually okay. Everything else on the front has had to be rebuilt almost. So I bent my forks, so I've got new forks. The indicators survived, thankfully. New headlight. New instruments in here. The box is the original, but the instruments are new because they were fucked. I snapped my key off in the ignition when I crashed it, so it's got a new ignition block. The fuel tank, so I'll probably put a picture up here of my thigh. That big old bruise is because on the original fuel tank I hit my thigh just here, I think. That's the only thing I can think, because there was a massive dent here. The fuel cap was ruined. It didn't seal properly, so we had to put a new tank onto it. New handlebars, because the handlebars were completely twisted. Yeah, so a lot of work. It was a sizable crash, don't get me wrong. I mean, obviously it's a sizable crash. I'm 3 months on and I've still got 9 months recovery to go on my leg. But yeah, back in business. Let's go. So there we go. Very happy to be back on the road, get some adventures under my belt. Once I've built back my confidence with riding anyway. Because you know, that crash rattled me a bit. But I rode it home from the garage. Once it was done, it was fine, everything's good. So yeah, let's go. So I'm now on the way to some ruins. I'm back in the gorgeous Charnwood Forest, and in this section there happens to be, I believe it's a 13th century monastery or priory or something like that. Here we go, after a short little trail. Grace Dieu Priory. Look at that! Alright, let's go. This is a lovely little trail though. It's just you don't have to walk out of the woods to kind of get onto it. You just kind of follow the path and it leads you to here. Under a big ass bridge. Yeah, oh god, it's so lovely around here, man. Oh, just the mosses and I know it sounds dumb getting excited about moss, but it just gives everything such a charm. Love it so much. I do know that, yeah, we're about to come to a pile of logs. I do know that trees fall onto this trail quite often in high winds, because I mean, look at the root sets there. They're not fantastic really, and this is quite loamy soil. It's quite, not loose, but it's certainly not as hard packed as it could be. And here we are. Grace Dieu Priory. Next to an A road. Get in. Oh man, I love the sound of traffic when I'm like out doing the thing. I just love it so much. Anyway, look at these. If you can put up with the camera shake. I am in the process of getting new equipment. Please forgive I thought I am a poor man. But look at this. Absolutely stunning. Oh, look at that. So I believe that's the cloister. I'll go and have a look at the map in a minute. But there is an old local legend that in this space that you see here, there was a hall of some kind. Again, well, I'll go and look at the map in a minute. There was a hall of some kind. And there was a rumour, this is a nunnery. It started off as a nunnery. And then there was monks, and there was a rumour that there was a nun and a monk fell in love. But they were caught, and then their punishment was that they were walled up either end of this hall with just a brick missing so they could see each other as they died. I don't know if that's true. It sounds like bullshit to me, but it's a great story nonetheless. There's an old chimney stack, so that was obviously the kitchen. I think, oh, I don't know what this was. Let's go and have a look at the map and see what that says. And here it is. So, apologies. So this lovely ruin here, this kind of building, that's our chapter house. That was the cloister. So yeah, there we go. And there's 3 pillars over there. We'll go and have a look at them in a minute. There's not much to see, there's pillars. And that's the fireplace that we saw earlier on. Kitchen. Nice. Right, so I'm just going to do a quick pan of this. So if you want to read it, you're welcome to pause. Yeah, man, these ruins are enchanting. I mean, this is local to me. I do know about this place. I've been here quite a lot. I used to come up here growing up to get drunk with my friends. So what does that tell you? And then we used to shit each other up with ghost stories. Holy crap. It was so much fun. There is actually, this ghost story has much more veracity in terms of it's not just an urban legend in the area, it's kind of known. So that bus stop over there, there's allegedly a phantom lady in a white dress who stops and waits for buses. It's apparently happened twice. Again, it sounds like bullshit to me, but you know, it's an interesting little tidbit, I guess. And that looks like a good place for lunch. I mean, let's be fair. Not a bad place to stop and have a coffee, is it? It's one of the wonders of Charnwood. Love it. Absolutely love it. Right, I've had lunch. Got crumbs everywhere. So let's pack up and get this show on the road. And big up to this little comb in this fireplace for being the world's best camera stand for me. Big up, homie. Treacherous stream, my nemesis. Oh, right now it's my nemesis because of the lag and stuff. Oh. Okay, maybe I do need my cane on this mission. Oh, shit. Let's be brave. You're a YouTuber now, lad. If you fall over, you gotta film it. Oh, shit. No, I'm good. Oh, can he make it? Can he make it? The crowd goes wild. Oh. Right, so the reason for doing that little thing is this rather insignificant looking rock. And, you know, in the grand scheme of the universe and shit, yeah, it's probably insignificant. However, I love this thing, man. So this is actually a Neolithic standing stone. This is a pagan ritual site that's been here for thousands and thousands of years. Before the Priory, obviously, because it's Neolithic. But this is actively used, not by a lot of people, but I've been here a couple of times and I've found offerings left for Odin and Thor just there. I'm going off course. This is a really cool stone. Hella old. The Priory, I'm not sure if you can see, it's literally just over there. So it's just interesting to know that this place has been a religious site for thousands and thousands of years, continuously, up until, you know, well, a couple of hundred years ago when this place was dissolved. But yeah, really, really cool. So what we've got here, folks, is Daldinia concentrica, or otherwise known as King Alfred's cakes, cramp balls, coal fungus, has many names. It mostly grows on dead and dying ash, and it's a very, very useful fungus for bushcraft, of all things. I say of all things, of course it's for bushcraft. Look at those. So these are fantastic as a fire starter. Now, I don't have a flint and steel on me, but what I do have is a lighter. So if I just find it. So if I just put a flame into that, now, I know that was a jet lighter, however, you can see how easily that takes and how slow that burns. So that's why it's called coal fungus. Now these are again useful for this fact. So you can now transport your fire from place to place, and that's still going. That is still going. Now this one has actually got a couple of millipedes living up in there. So what I'm going to do with this one is just put him back. I can't stick it back to the tree, however I can just kind of rest it in there, and then those guys will be able to get out to safety. What is the problem with the focusing on this thing, man? So you can see some of these are brown, so you don't want to harvest them when they're brown. What you want is big black ones like this. And this group down here. You also want to make sure that when you tap them, they sound quite hollow, whereas brown ones just sounds like wood. It sounds absolutely packed. And there we have it, folks. Thank you very, very much for coming along with me on my walk today. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that, you know, cringy shit. For now, I'm going to love you and leave you. Take care. See you in a bit.